So, hey everybody, I'm outside my church, and I thought this would be a good place to talk about some news that has come out about the Nintendo Switch 2. Each day, it keeps getting worse and worse. So, let's just hop into what happened yesterday. So, PlayAsia, one of the largest video game retailers in Asian territories, they said in a tweet that Suikoden 1 and 2 would end up being a key card. This information has been updated by the publisher to be a game key card. Very unfortunate news for us collectors. Any orders placed with this in mind are fully eligible for a refund, which we will process promptly. So even PlayAsia is disappointed with Nintendo. I was talking with my friend Jay of Cold Nights, Maganzu, and I was like, guys, PlayAsia doesn't even want to carry these key cards. And I'm pretty sure Video Games Plus don't want to carry these key cards. They don't like these products, but they're forced to carry them because if they don't, it hurts their business. And I said in a reply tweet to them that got tons of views. It's probably over 1,000. And it says, Nintendo, you know it's bad when PlayAsia is telling you publicly that they don't even like the key cards. They don't want to carry these garbage products, but have to because if they don't, it affects their business. Shame on you, Nintendo and Konami. This is a complete travesty for Nintendo. Just complete mess about PlayAsia and other retailers not being happy about the keycard releases, very confused, having to offer refunds, upset as being collectors themselves. VGP fights so hard to give us physical releases and reprints, very sought after expensive games that get scalped all the time. And I can't imagine that they're happy about this at all. They just don't even know about some of these things because Nintendo isn't making it easy for them. So I was going to make this video much shorter, but I decided to extend it after seeing more negative Nintendo news. So an article just dropped about the president of Nintendo being compared to the Xbox One launch. And it says, Nintendo president channels Xbox One's disastrous launch messaging when defending Switch 2 prices. Oh, Mr. Bowser, that is not good. So let's read this article, shall we? It says, Nintendo American President Doug Bowser has been trying to help everyone understand why the Switch 2 was priced at $450 in US. Bowser previously explained the tariffs had nothing to do with the lofty price, and while speaking with CBC, the Nintendo boss told those who won't be able to afford the Switch 2 that they can keep playing the original Switch. Not good. He says, we recognize there are some people that may not be able to afford the Switch 2's price point. That's why we wanted to make the other Switch platforms available, Bowser explained. Bowser is presumably trying to highlight that the original Switch will continue to receive support long after the Switch 2 is released. However, that's not how some have taken the comments. Commenters quickly likened Bowser's remarks to Don Mattrick about the Xbox One during the console's launch event at E3 2013. So let's take a look at that Xbox One Don Mattrick video right now. Okay, let's do it.
Yeah, and I think people are going to love it, and then they're going to understand what we're trying to create and how it links games and entertainment, the functionality of the box, some of the advantages that you get of having a box that is designed to use an online state. So that, to me, is a future-proof choice, and I think people could have arguably gone the other way if we didn't do it, and fortunately we have a product for people who aren't able to get some form of connectivity. It's called Xbox 360.
Right. So stick with 360, that's your message if you don't, like it?
If you have zero access to the internet, that is an offline device. I mean, seriously, when I read the blogs and thought about who's really the most impacted, there was a person who said, hey, I'm on a nuclear sub, and I don't even know what it means to be on a nuclear sub, but I've got to imagine that it's not easy to get an internet connection.
What you say, that you only meant when.
Ooh, that ain't good at all. In fact, didn't he get canned shortly after that? So here is the Nintendo American president coming out, channeling that same big dick Xbox One energy and just telling people to go play your Switch 1. Like, way to actually be Bowser right now, right? Like, way to really earn that name. Okay? And by the way, where have you been, Mr. Bowser? Nobody has heard a peep from you since you took over as president of Nintendo of America. You just been sitting in your big ivory tower, not saying or doing anything, and then the first thing you say is this vomit coming out of your mouth. That is not a good look. We're not stupid. We know you're going to be supporting the Switch 1 for a few more years to come. I mean, look at the user base. It's massive. Why would you not? But the point is, all those people need a reason to purchase the Switch 2. So you telling them to just continue to play the Switch 1 isn't going to sell your Switch 2. And if you don't think you won't be canned for making that stupid remark, well, Don Mattrick got canned. Nintendo of Japan, they don't care about Nintendo of America. So if they want you out, you're going out. Bowser, no more. Like, Nintendo, I don't know what is going on with you. It's like every company is slowly becoming Microsoft. First it was Sony, and now it is Nintendo. And I hate seeing this happen to Nintendo because I love Nintendo. But just like all of us, we make choices. And we have to deal with the consequences of those choices, be it good or bad. That's just how life is. So, Nintendo, it's about time your big mushroom head gets knocked back down to size. It's about time you get Goomba stomped. So that you can understand that what you're doing is wrong. You need to remain humble. And I feel like you've lost your way, just like Sony has. And when you damage your reputation, that is really, really, really hard to get back into people's good graces. And that's what you're doing with the Switch 2 launch. It's a confusing mess. Retailer stores aren't happy with you, like PlayAsia, VGP, and other ones, I'm sure. Nobody likes these key cards. We don't know if the Switch 2 versions of Switch 1 games are actually real Switch 2 versions or just repackaged Switch games. There's so much we don't know, and you are not properly communicating with us. Yet you want us to buy your new hardware? Oh wait, no you don't, because Doug Bowser just said that we should go play our Switch 1s if we won't blindly give you money for the Switch 2. No! We are not a piggy bank for you to crack open whenever you want. Just take money out. You work for us. You have to convince us to support this new hardware, and you're doing a horrible job at it. So, way to go, Nintendo. You totally sucked the fun out of Nintendo. Remember, friends, vote with your wallets. And show these companies that you're not going to let them take advantage of you just because they make a product that you like. Have enough respect for yourself and your fellow gamers to fight the good fight and tell Nintendo they can't get away with this. Because if they don't course correct now, the future of the gaming is going to get a lot worse very fast. So if you love this hobby, do your part. Because this is the last chance. If we don't fix this, it's over. And I really hope you got a lot of games that you've collected over the years to fall back on. Because it's going to be another step to that all digital gaming. And when there's no physical games and entertainment media for you to enjoy when you want, and you have to rely on these soulless companies to give you access, you're going to wish you would have fought for physical media, game ownership, and game preservation when you have the chance. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And join the 1UP family today if you're not. Bye, friends. Happy gaming, happy collecting, and let's all 1UP our collections together.
Game over now. 9, 8, 7.